and remember how to do that.
Excellent, thank you. All right, so this is session 2, grading for equity. And I'm going to turn it over to our facilitator, Patty Brewster. Thank you.
Okay, so welcome back, friends. So today what we're going to do is we're going to be looking at chapter 3, which is titled How Traditional Grading Stifles Risk-Taking and Supports the Commodity of Grades. And we're going to have a lot more discussion because you guys asked for it. So I want to remind us of the guiding question of why we're doing this work is to figure out what's best for students. And this is the structure we've set up for today. It's just a little bit different than last time. We're going to start with a breakout discussion group. And then I'll do a preview of the first section of chapter 3, another discussion group, the second section of chapter 3, another discussion group, and then we'll do that whole group report out like we did last time. I found that really interesting to hear what the groups were thinking at the end. So another reminder about authentic engagements. I've tried to create shorter presentations to make more space for these longer group discussions. You're already muted, I'm sure, but please turn your video off during the presentation part so you don't have to worry about how you look, because I can't even see you right now. When we do go in the discussion groups, share the air, be mindful of sharing that time. And if you have questions, thoughts, questions, epiphanies, post those in the chat box. So, because we're going to start with breakout groups, I want to remind us, when you go into your groups, have somebody volunteer to be the facilitator, and that person, your role would be to call on people to keep it moving from one person to the next. Timekeeper, your role is to give people a little warning when their time is almost up, and everyone else will accept that graciously. And finally, that all will participate, be fully engaged, both in what you share and listening to others. Oh. Now my thing's not clicking. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna start with a discussion question. We're gonna have you reflect on chapters 1 and 2. And I'm gonna use the Kylene Beers, Bob Probst prompt for nonfiction. What changed, challenged, or confirmed your thinking from your reading of chapters 1 and 2? And if you didn't get to read 1 and 2, think about the preview that I gave last week and the things that we were talking about, or let other people go first. If you get called on, you could pass, listen to other people, and then you could build on what they say. So I asked Morgan to put us in groups of 4, and we're going to give you 10 minutes to discuss. So that gives at least 2 minutes per person with a little bit of wiggle room at the front end or the back end, wherever you guys need it. So Morgan, if you would put us, oh, and one last thing I forgot. So Morgan should be putting the question, but this is a simple one, into our chat box. So if you get in your groups and you've forgotten it, open up the chat box. All right, Morgan, let's put them into the groups.
Hi, May, I'll put you in a room in just a moment. Okay, so for those of you who are viewing this recording, know that I'm going to pause while we're in the breakout rooms, and I will resume the recording afterwards.